What happened on the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit event on Eufaula? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Major League Fishing and the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit was on Lake Eufaula this weekend. It was a really good tournament. Not really a lot of big fish. We were at a place where ounces mattered. But when it came down to the last day, it was another exceptional tournament for the Pro Circuit. Now, it didn't start off very fast, and one of the things I was completely overwhelmed and confused by was that there were only 130 anglers participating in this event. They had 150 sign up to start off. Here we are on the fifth stage or fifth stop, and 20 anglers did not compete in this event, which is very disappointing because it hurts the overall payouts. Now remember, since they had 150, they were going to pay 1/3 of the anglers at least $10,000. And in this event, they were only going to, when it was all said and done, they were only paying the top 43. Now, 43 anglers fish day 3. Everybody fishes day 1 and 2. Top 43 fish day 3. They're all competing for that $100,000. And if you're in a Phoenix boat, the additional $35,000. So winner could win up to $135,000. And we are getting closer and closer. There's only one tournament left. Anglers want to make that top 5 in Angler of the Year, because that top 5 move into the Bass Pro Tour for 2027. The top 40 of Angler of the Year points move into the championship on the Kissimmee chain right around the corner. Now, they had a shad spawn going. And I have to say, I don't know Lucas Black, but Lucas Black live was incredible, articulate, amazing. Need to have more Lucas Black in our lives. When he's fishing, he just talks nonstop, and it was fantastic to watch him fish. And he was talking about strategy and lures and colors and rigging and more. It was amazing and, again, articulate. And for Eufaula, they had some decent bags. And I have to give them props. I don't know if they do this all the time, and maybe I've missed it. I know I've mentioned it in the past. I really think this 2-microphone deal is the way to go. It speeds things up. You don't have to go back and forth and do this. So I really appreciate that the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit is trying to speed things up in the weigh-in. But on day 1, Cal Lane, Ty Faber, Carter Nutt, Mark Kodron, and Drew Gill were in the top 5. Day 2, they had Cal Lane, Drew Boggs, Bank Shaw, Drew Gill, and Adam Lynn in the top 5. And on Sunday, with the 43 anglers, it was really a great tournament. Now, weather did come into play. I think came into play on day 2 and 3, and that affected the fishing. And as they get ongoing on to day 3, the fishing does get tougher. Today was great. Today had great storylines, come from behind win, and it was phenomenal. But I will say, for whatever reason, about 12:30, I could not watch it all. I put it on the iPad, on the app, didn't work. Put it on my phone, on the app, didn't work. Went to the website, didn't work. Went on my computer and tried to get on the website and didn't work. And for whatever reason, for a good period, it would go through the commercials and then stop in the middle of the commercials and just get that rotating thing that I just despise. And this week we didn't see a lot of the Kioki, the urchin bait, the hottest bait on the market behind probably the Berkeley Lab series. The urchin was not prevalent this week, and that was different. There were a lot of people using all sorts of lures. It was a plethora of every lure, every style of fishing, traditional, forward-facing, everything. And that's what I really enjoy. I don't mind watching people use forward-facing sonar if they're talking about what they're doing. And I don't know his name right off the top of my head. One of the commentators, not Chad, the other one, he was perfect at telling us what we were watching on Drew Gill's forward-facing. Drew wasn't casting, and the commentator kept saying, those aren't bass. You can tell by this. And so I really give him credit for talking about that. And if the anglers are communicating on what they're doing, forward-facing sonar doesn't bother me as much. I know it bothers a lot of people, but in this case it doesn't, as long as they're talking to us. And my only super hypercritical thing I would say is, because it was raining and we're watching the broadcast, we need to have the bottom thirds telling us who we're watching. There were too many times today where when it did work, that I didn't know who I was watching because they didn't have their jersey on. They had their rain suits on. And I want to know who I'm listening to and what they're saying. So I hope that Major League Fishing and the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit can make sure that they put those overlays on every angler instead of it being so sporadic, because we want to know who we're watching. Because some of these guys are absolutely fantastic. They articulate, they communicate, and they tell you what they're doing. It's one of the main things I love about Major League Fishing. Their anglers seem to talk a lot more about what they're doing. And before I get into the top 10 of day 3, I want to make sure that you know how much I appreciate your support and your comments and your calls and texts. This week is going to be a tough week for me. That is the God's honest truth. Tuesday is going to stink. And really the last year has been pretty crappy when I think of it overall. But the support and the friendships and the love that I get off this channel makes it so much better. And you guys have really helped me get through probably the hardest time I've ever gone through in my life. So thank you. And I know things are going to get better. I know they will. I'm just still in a really dark place. And I just want to make sure at all times that I tell you how much I appreciate what you guys do. And can't be more thankful that you're part of this community and our channel. And I appreciate you. I want to make that sure very clear. I appreciate you. And let's get back to it. Top 10, Austin Pemberton. 9th was Connor Jacob. 8th was Riley Nielsen. 7th was Ryan Lockneat. And I think I'm finally saying that right. And I apologize, Ryan, that I've said it wrong for ages. You've had a really good year, though. 6th, my boy, Trip Berlinski. One of the guys I think is just amazing. 5th, Drew Gill. Come on now. 4th was Drew Boggs. 3rd was Cal Lane. 2nd was Dylan Nutt. And in 1st place, again, arguably one of the hottest anglers out there. One of the guys that is just making a name for himself and building his brand nonstop. The winner of the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit on Lake Eufaula was Banks Shaw. And Banks is just doing everything right. He really is. He's had an amazing year. Maybe not the year he probably wanted to have on BPT. He's still been amazing, but has had a couple weird tournaments. This was a fantastic come from behind win for Banks. And I couldn't be more proud of Banks and a lot of these guys. I mean, I'm the biggest fan of Trip Berlinski and Drew Gill and Cal Lane. I mean, Dylan Nutt, classic champion. These 10 anglers are some of the best anglers on the planet. So congratulations to everyone in the top 10, everyone who made a check. Congratulations to Banks, his team, his family. I really think you're doing an amazing job, young man. Congratulations, but congratulations again to Banks Shaw and everybody in the top 10. If you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, hit that like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Hats are still available. If you want one, go get one while they're going to stay the same price. I want you to have, I don't make any money on the hats. I want you to have one if you're going to rep it and wear it. Go fishing in it. I want you to have it, so thank you. But go get a hat if you have the opportunity. Remember, take a kid fishing, hate less, fish more, and get your fish on.